On the last episode of Dice Funk.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a cool adventure. I guess my only regret is that we never found out who was killing all those people.
The boat's empty. We can leave them on the boat. I mean, if there were other things that we wanted to do, maybe they could get on the boat and then they could go do them. And then we could do something else. And
There's like a ton of dead bodies on the beach. I have no idea whose they are, so I don't know what's going on.
She's pretty upset.
Yeah, I bet.
She flips the switch. I'm gonna roll 3 times here.
And you swing down, and suddenly a Kuatoa hand floats by you.
There's blood in the water.
Wait, what does that mean exactly?
that means we gotta go.
Thank you.
You're
Save my
welcome.
family, please.
We'll try. Tell Jem we said hi.
I'm sending a message through sending to Sherry. We are on the way.
We're trapped inside the tunnels. The orcs have us boxed in here. They've taken our ship. That's what you see. A crowd of orcs around something. Behind them, the airship they've seized from the Blackhearts, and then they've deliberately parked it so that no one can escape from the base.
I'm gonna try and listen to what the people in the crowd are saying. Can I hear anything?
We're gonna get the dog. Any day now, the dog's gonna come out. They'll turn over the dog.
Alias is nervous when he's being escorted by the orcs, obviously.
These are all women orcs, you've noticed. Jem appears to be the only half-orc.
Right.
Also the only lycanthrope.
Also, she seems to be in charge.
Yeah.
Drop kind of steps in front and says, "It wasn't Dr. Sherry. It was me."
Instead of, executing Drop, how about a couple of us fight a couple of you, and Groomsh will decide who deserves to live and die.
Honorable combat is just what I had in mind. And no matter how much force or how sharp the blade, no one has ever drawn a single drop of blood from Jem.
Drop shrugs.
I trust you know what you were doing, Drop.
Jem slowly stands up from her Modron throne, and her wings begin sprouting out of her back, and a long serpentine scorpion tail snakes its way around to show you its deadly poison point. So, last we left this adventure, you guys were having a little meeting with some orcs. Drop and Jem were going to work out some of their differences.
I'm pretty sure it was a bake-off, Austin, as I recall it.
It was the Great British Bake Off. That's a bad bake. I don't know. I've never seen that show. I don't have any references I can pull out.
How have you never seen that show? It's so good.
I know Mary Berry and I know Mr. Hollywood.
I never heard of this show. Let's spend the next hour and a half talking about it, I guess, right?
It must be whiplash listening to these back to back to back, because it always starts like fun, like ha 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 boners, and then by the end it's like the streets have run red with the blood of the innocent. There is no hope. Next time, boners, 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 guys. It's like it's a roller coaster.
There are no innocents.
Yikes.
I think that Haha Boners is a nice name for this episode, irrespective of outcome.
It's a little early to say the name, though. I like to leave it halfway, so the whole time you're waiting for the drop, that sick, nasty drop, that Skrillex drop. But if I do it right here, then it's premature.
Then you should just have the intro talk just arbitrarily cut into the middle of the session.
Yeah, right at the end of the fight. Oh, there's a fight.
There's the beginnings of a fight. There's an impending fight. It's a fight to be. There's almost a fight.
So let's set the scene here. Violet, Lavinia, and Alias have been forced to their knees at the edge of this circle of orcs. You guys are in the middle of the orc base. They formed basically a fighting ring with Jem and her throne in the middle, and Drop, who has offered to fight her as penance, as trial by combat, as there's a lot of cultural stuff going on here. But I guess it's time to roll initiative?
Looks like it.
I have a question, and this is basically Drop has magic fists and stuff now.
And feet.
What I mean is, does Drop's magic fists are the only magic that can hurt this thing, or does Drop's magic fists just make it vulnerable to attacks in a general sense?
None of you know in character.
Oh, okay. We just don't know. Okay.
If Jem resists non-magical attacks, my attacks are the only ones that we have that can damage it.
Drop is the only character in the party at the moment. In fact, was the only character in the party to actually have a straight-up magical weapon.
Although there was a couple in the temple you guys could have got. But anyway, in character, none of you guys know any of that.
Right.
It's been foreshadowed.
Yeah.
But
Are we rolling, Austin?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. 13.
4.
Okay, so that's a good start for me, at least.
All right, so Drop and Gem are in the center of this ring. Gem starts to transform into a wyvern. She's a large gray reptilian winged reptile with a scorpion tail. You've seen it before, and she faces you.
I'm going to say, I guess, attack is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
2 basic attacks, basic round. So that's a 17 and a 26.
Yikes, those both hit.
All right.
Good.
The crowd is chanting, blood, 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 blood. And the 3 party members, I think, are pretty shaken. I remember, Violet, you said you were crying.
Yeah, she's upset.
Lavinia is not probably taking this very well.
No.
Am I being held by the other bad guys, or am I just standing there?
By bad guys, you mean orcs?
Yeah. They're evil. I understand.
Leon called the Glirgold bad guys in a couple episodes ago, and I was like thinking about correcting him because they're just doing their own thing. But
Nah, they're bad guys.
Leon just calls everyone bad guys.
Right.
No, you've been forced to the ground.
Okay, we're all right. So I'm immobile. I just wanted to make sure, like, what I'm doing. So basically, nothing. Got it.
Alias is just watching carefully to see what happens. Basically, he already said his piece last time, saying, "I suspect you know what you're doing, Drop," and he trusts that Drop knows what he's doing.
I'd like to say that Vinny and Violet are crying in sync.
Yep.
Are you holding hands like anime
Yes.
characters?
We are now.
Let's say that we definitely are.
All right, roll me that damage.
Okay. First one's 8. Second one is 5. And now, in Drop fashion, I think I'm going to pop that first key point there for Flurry of Blows to get 2 more attacks. Ooh. One of them is a crit.
Yikes.
So that's a natural 20. Okay, and 13. So a natural 20 and a 13.
13 misses.
All right, okay. So
Crit this fool.
12 altogether, I guess, because I rolled a 4, double it to 8, add 4, 12 damage. Altogether, it should be 29 damage, I think that is.
Holy Christ on a cracker.
I would also now like to invoke Stunning Strike, so I'm going to spend another key point then. So that means that Gem needs to succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be stunned until the end of my next turn.
That's cool.
21.
And that's a Constitution saving roll,
That's a
is
good
what
one.
that is.
Oh, yeah. Jem had to roll a 14 or better and rolled a 21 for
Yeah.
the audience at home.
She constituted.
She sure did.
But you run up on this dragon lady and you just start wailing on her face. I'm trying to think of a way to describe it that isn't a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reference.
Just do it.
E-Honda.
E-Honda, yeah, that's actually one people would get.
There you go.
You pull an E-Honda, or your hand turns into a bunch of hands, and you punch very fast. Or One Punch Man, spoilers, when he does more than one punch. Yeah, sorry.
What? Shock.
What? So he's not really just One Punch Man?
Maybe I'm kidding. You'll never know.
You ruined it.
I'm sad now, man.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Drop, you use this wyvern's face like a speed bag, and
Mm-hmm.
when you're done, she takes a step back. I mean, you can't really read her facial expression, but then she starts bleeding from the nose, I guess snout,
Mm-hmm.
and her eyes starts to swell. It just like looks at you like you just said something very heinous and offensive about her mother.
Right.
Actually, what happens is all the orcs go quiet. The chanting stops, and they all look at Drop. You kind of get the sense that she's become leader virtually by being invincible.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't see this in person, but you imagine she showed up. She was like, "Where's my dad?" And they were like, "We're on the warpath. Someone killed our family." And she was like, "I'm badass." And they're like, "Prove it." And she was like,
Boom.
Someone tried to stab me. Let me show you."
Mhm.
And she was unstabbable. But now you've just drawn blood with your bare fists.
Yeah. So I gotta take a chance too, after putting the beat down, to just very calmly say, it doesn't have to go this way.
Is there any effect on your hands? Because at level 6, you got magic hands.
Oh yeah. For brief split seconds, when I hit people, I want my hands to kind of go like, I don't know, like mirrors. People for a split second, they're like, I swear to God, I saw my reflection in that dude's hand as he was punching.
The old mirror hands.
But then they're also like, but it was so fast, I couldn't tell.
Great. I love all of this.
You goofuses. So everyone is shocked that you've just pummeled their leader's face, their seemingly invincible leader, and drawn blood. And she roars and flies directly at you.
Mhm.
We're going to have a tussle.
Oh, all right, let's tussle then.
I would like to say that at this moment, Violet says, Jinx!
You're such a goof.
I would like to. Is that persuasion?
To yell jinx?
I don't know. To mess her up.
Are you high?
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if someone tries to throw a punch and someone says something and distracts them, then they're distracted and they fuck up.
But you think Jinx is gonna distract?
Yeah.
She's laser focused on drop.
Damn.
Right.
It was such a good plan.
You could turn inside out and Rodney Dangerfield could pour out of your guts buck naked and with sparklers and she wouldn't notice.
Okay.
This isn't like Pre-Hysteria 3 where you use a fake bird to distract someone from putting in a mini-putt tournament. This is a fight to the death, man. It's a bit more serious.
That's a deep cut right there.
It is.
Strength contest, drop.
All right. 15.
Oh.
I botched.
Oh. geez.
Oh no!
Her neck explodes. Come on.
She flies at you with all of her speed. Like, it looks like she's trying to basically run you over like a train. And you just, with your nimble monk skills and dexterity, I mean, you use your strength to push her by you, kind of like a matador.
Mm-hmm.
You matador that bitch,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
You just become like water and judo throw her into the ground as she tries to tackle you as you step aside.
Mm-hmm.
And she is now prone, and she's going to take some damage. Only one.
Oh, you botched again.
But that was a good botch. That's a
That was a
positive
good botch.
It was a good botch.
It's a posy botch.
All right, so that means that my attacks this round, I get advantage. Is that correct? If she's prone on the ground?
Yeah. This was supposed to be a deadly boss fight.
Uh-huh.
If you could tone down the whooping her ass, that would be really cool.
I guess we'll see about that.
For the record, that was a joke.
My first regular attack. I get advantage. I might crit, so... Okay, no, but that's a 25 for the first. My second attack,
Mm-hmm.
a 17 on advantage there. So that's 2 hits, am I right?
Yep.
Okay, so first is only for 5, second is 10.
Violet yells, "Finish her!"
So she's splayed out on the ground beneath you, and you're just wailing on her.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 15 damage. Anything else?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to pop another key point.
Nice.
Okay, alright, so first one is a high 26, that's a hit. Second one is a high 26, that is also a hit. So 2 more hits here. So the first one is 10,
Oh, jeez.
second one is 10.
Oh, man.
My goodness.
As you're wailing on her, you're just taking her to full school, basically. Class is in, and she's in school.
Yeah.
Full school. As you're wailing on her, she actually changes back between your strikes.
Okay.
You have a chance to pull as you see her half-orc face appear before you, bloody, battered, and bruised.
She's looking... If you could describe, like, in one word, the expression on her face, what would it be?
Panic?
Aww.
So, okay. Alright, then yeah, I'll ease up.
All right. She says, "Damn, you might be more of a monster than me."
That's rude.
Ooh.
I am what I am.
Oh,
She laughs and reaches up to take your hand.
Alright, give her the hand.
All right. She grabs you by the front of your robes and strength contest part 2.
Okay.
What? You should have finished her. She's bad.
Oh.
Austin rolled 14, Johnny rolled 15.
14, 15. She tries to pull you straight up as she transforms back and starts flying,
Mm-hmm.
but you push her away and you fall back as she takes to the air.
Right.
So you won by 1. She doesn't take you with her, but now she's flying around in circles above you, above the arena.
Flying feels like cheating.
And she is dripping blood as she circles, freely bleeding from the wounds on her now.
Right.
You punched her whole face zone open.
Yeah, an extra 35 damage would do that, yes.
Yeah, it's like I said, the panic was real. The offer of friendship was not, but the panic was.
Alright, I don't really have... She's not in range then, I can't reach her, can I?
I don't want to bias your decision making. I want you...
Can I jump kick?
You can try anything.
Ooh.
It's the world of imagination.
So does that mean you want me to roll acrobatics to see if I can adequately get up in the air and then roll attack?
If you can describe it in a way that makes sense in fiction, you can do about anything.
Okay. I'm gonna see. Alright, so this is what I want to do. I want to run to the sturdiest looking person in the ring that's surrounding us.
Okay, just the heftiest orc?
Just the heftiest orc, and see if I can basically, like, spring off them.
Yes.
To get up high.
God, I hope you do this. This would be so fucking cool.
Okay. Alright, you ready for this?
I'm 100% ready.
Oh no!
I botched it.
How? Oh. Alright, you run. You break it out into a sprint. You do a straight wall run up this orc. What's the thing that has wall running in it? I'm trying to think of a good comparison. All I can think is Titanfall, and that's not a huge...
Matrix?
Mirror's Edge?
A Mirror's Edge, that's a good one. You run up this orc like Faith in Mirror's Edge and do a backflip, and it is the sweetest thing anyone's ever seen. It is literally cool enough to put on currency. You botched, and she just snatches you out of the air.
Okay.
And she starts flying up.
Alright.
And as she's flying up, she turns halfway back. There's a kind of a mid-state that lycanthropes have in D&D,
right,
where she has wings and a tail and claws, but she still has Jem's face. And she says to you, I've seen you split a man's head like an egg with a stick, and it looks like you got magic fists too. You might win this. What are you going to do if you kill me?
Well, we're going to keep trying to save Lorelei.
Why?
So that anybody and everybody else has a chance. Because everybody deserves a chance.
I've given everyone I've ever met a chance, and all they do is treat me like an animal. They look down on me, they drag me to hunting trips and God knows where, and leave me to get mauled by fucking dragons.
Last I checked, my friends were pretty nice to you.
I would feel bad if I killed you in front of Vinny.
Well, that's up to you, isn't it? We've all got choices to make.
Quick question, can you fly?
Not last time I checked.
That's rough, buddy. You guys have been flying up this whole time.
Yep.
And she lets you go.
Okay.
Violet wants to catch Drop. I mean, this is going to kill Violet too, because that's like terminal velocity.
Violet, strength check to burst out from under the orcs who are holding you down.
Yeah.
God.
That's what she would do. All right, here we go. Crit failed. I botched it so
The
hard.
botches are rolling strong this episode.
I tried.
This is brutal. Violet tries to wiggle her way out. She tries to make a run for it, and not only do they slam her back to the ground, but someone plants an axe between her shoulder blades.
Oh, shit.
Actually, several someones.
Okay, do it. Bring it. Maybe we'll have a whole party wipe here.
You take 16 damage as you are battered back to the ground by people with hatchets. They're not trying to kill you. They're trying to make it so that you are too hurt to try that again.
Okay. I'm at 32 hit points.
Oh my god.
Drop your falling as far up as a winged creature can fly, and you see your friend below you being beaten bloody with axes. How are you?
I mutter to myself, well, that was not necessary.
Someone else want to try to save Drop? Because I got axed.
Yeah, I could do something. So what Alias does, he sort of sees that Drop begins to fall, narrows his eyes, does a small bit of calculation, and then struggles a little bit with the person who's holding him down, and then he does two things. One is he phase steps upward 30 feet, and as he exits out of the phase step, he casts his Tenzor's floating disc an additional 30 feet directly above himself to create a platform underneath Drop to land on that's 60 feet above the ground to reduce his fall.
Holy crap. And then you fall 30 feet back down and crowd surf away?
I fall 30 feet back down to the ground, yeah.
All right.
But I have acrobatics, so I could try to break the fall a little bit, so.
I mean, you're falling down into the crowd of orcs, I think, or they're going to try to get under you. So I think you can try to acrobatics if you want.
Yeah, I'll just acrobatics to, make sure the fall's not as bad as it could be in terms of 18.
That's good.
Yeah, they reach up to try to catch you as you're falling, and you just land feet first onto their hands standing. You're like, hello, boys.
I know that Drop can slow fall, which is nice, but this will at least reduce the amount of damage he would be taking if he took a fall brunt landing into the ground thing.
Absolutely.
I also can face step, too.
Mm.
So Not much of that was necessary.
Well, I mean, like, here's the thing. You get to land standing on top of a plane of force that makes it look like you're floating on top of the ground with nothing underneath you.
I mean, that's pretty baller looking.
Yeah.
You should take that offer, dude.
I mean, you've done it now, so I'm gonna take the offer. I'm not gonna, like, go out of my way to, like, nope, not doing that, watch this!
Okay, it's the most anime fucking thing you can do right now. It's just...
If someone was doing an animation from one scene from the show, it'd probably be either this or the first time you guys should have lost to orcs, but didn't. It's kind of a theme.
Mm-hmm.
Elias, you were dragged into the crowd, and Jesus, what would they even do for something so impudent? They probably just punch you a lot, right? That's probably a thing they do.
That's probably a thing they would do. The first one that punches Elias, he's going to use shield to prevent from getting hit.
Is that really how we're going to start rolling combat in the crowd too, instead of just role playing?
No, well, I'm just saying that shield comes up, so he's just harder to hit. So his AC is like 5 additional for like the first 6 seconds of him getting punched or so, like, you know.
So for flavor, they start wailing on you, and you throw up a shield, which prevents you from being beaten into unconsciousness.
Yeah.
But you were still beaten.
Oh yeah.
Down to the bottom of the crowd.
Yeah.
Drop, you want to roll your slow fall stuff to land on Tensor's floating disc?
Well, my slow fall isn't so much a roll as it is just a complete negation of damage. Any falling damage I take is reduced by 5 times my monk level, so that would be 30. So
the idea was to have this fall be potentially lethal, but the slow fall to make it less so. Mm-hmm. But with Tensor's floating disc, it's even less so. So you've like halved the lethality. So I'm going to roll the damage, but let's say it's half and then minus 30.
Okay.
So this is what you would have taken raw.
Right.
Okay, so I rolled a lot. I rolled 60-10. That could have been 60 damage. That could have killed Drop outright.
Oh, yeah.
But it was only a 22 because it's not a great roll. And then half is 11 minus 30 is negative 22. You gain 22 health.
Woo! I'm sure that's exactly how it works.
No, you land spectacularly. Do you want to pose?
Absolutely. And like and dust my shoulders off.
Hell yeah.
Like wherever I was being grabbed by Gem, just dust.
Yeah, she dropped you from a lethal height. You land almost unfazed. Is Tensor's floating disc invisible, you said?
Yes, it's just a disc of force.
You were just standing on thin air. Gem comes flying at you, screeching, and here she comes.
All right, this isn't over.
Yeah.
I'd like to say that Violet is impressed, but bleeding really hard.
What are you going to do when she flies at you? Are you just going to block it? Or are you going to do anything? This doesn't even need to be combat. This can be role play. How do you handle that? She's flying at you like a bullet. Tail extended.
Tail extended? It looks like she's going to strike with that tail?
Poised to sting.
Okay, well then I'm probably paying more attention to the tail than anything else. When she comes at me with the tail, can I roll to dodge it, but then attempt to, like, grab onto it and, like, hold on to the tail?
I don't know that there's anything rules as written, but you have deflect missile, which I would be very interested in leveraging for that coolness.
Would that be possible?
It's not how the game was designed, but it's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's like Tensor's floating disc isn't supposed to be that high off the ground, but it makes it cool. That's the thing.
Okay, so the thing about deflect missiles, though, is that if I take damage, then it gets reduced by 1d10 plus my dexterity modifier plus my monk level. And if it goes to 0, then I can catch it.
Exactly. So she's flying straight at you. She's going to sting, and I'm going to roll. If she hits, then you would try to catch it. If it misses, then you get to do something.
Okay.
So here it goes.
All right.
17.
That's a miss.
Holy crap. Drop is unhittable. What is your AC, boy?
My AC is 18.
All right. She stings right at you, and you're poised to catch it, but your monk reflexes are so tuned that you actually have time to dodge out of the way and do something else.
Okay, so can I counterattack then?
Of course.
All right. 15 and a 19.
Those both hit. Lethal or non-lethal?
Ooh.
Kill her.
Don't.
Ooh. This is, you see, he gave her a chance before.
Yeah, I know. You can't keep letting her live because she keeps fucking us over. It's time for her to die.
Oh my god.
Alias would probably opt for non-lethal.
This is the problem. Is Drop is having an internal conflict here because his philosophies teach him that it's like this is it. It's time for her to die. if, she gets beat down. But he knows that she's important to Vinny.
Vinny's gonna look at Drop with puppy dog eyes. Full of tears.
He's 60 feet off the ground.
While Violet looks at Drop with murder eyes.
Another orc hits Violet in the face.
Shut up.
That part of me almost like what's the thing of it going slow motion and like Job just like flies up and lands on his shoulder as that second punch starts to fly out.
Okay, all right, but here is also the thing: is that Drop feels very responsible for the orc massacre previously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, knowledge here. If you kill Gem, then you rule the orcs, and we're good. If you let Gem live, they might still be on her side, and then we're fucked by 100 orcs. So
it's too bad we don't use swearing in the titles, because fucked by 100 orcs is something the forums would enjoy very much.
I think in the interest of character growth, Drop would probably go non-lethal damage.
Woo!
Because he does not want to repeat the mistakes of the past, and friends are important to him, even though he still feels kind of sore about being left in the middle of the ocean by Vinny's dad. It's about the higher path. Okay, so she comes in with the tail, dodge out of the way easily, probably catch her with like a leg on the way by or something like that. Like one of those really stupid ornamental kicks you see someone where they get the leg up and then they kick twice without putting it down, and you're like, there's not a lot of power in that, but Drop's pretty toned. So he could probably put enough mustard in that to make that a spicy kick sandwich.
Spicy kick sandwich.
I think we found the title.
yeah, that could be it.
So you dodge out of the way like a matador, and then you kick her twice, hard enough to knock her out of the sky, but not to rip her in half.
Yeah, he's not looking to cause organ rupture.
She goes spinning like a plane without a wing, down, 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 and slams into the Modron throne.
Ow.
Which shatters, and her and bits of dead Modron scatter like shrapnel as she skids to a stop inside the ring.
All right.
And Drop is standing on an invisible floating disc 60 feet in the air.
I'm gonna dismount in a spectacular manner, and I'm gonna roll acrobatics to try and make sure that that's nice and spectacular. 21. All right.
Yeah, you float down like Mary Poppins with her umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, spooking the orcs a bit. Like, they take a step back because you just slobber knocker their invincible leader, and apparently you can stand on thin air and fly.
Okay.
And you land in the middle of this circle. They're not letting your friends go.
Then I'm gonna start walking towards Gem in as commanding a voice as Drop can muster.
Mm-hmm.
Say, "Let them go," while gesturing at the party.
She is absolutely ruined. She's bleeding from every possible part of her body. She seems defeated physically, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, probably financially as well.
Mm-hmm. It's a bad market right now in Lorelei.
But she's still trying to pull herself from the wreckage of Modron bits and crawl towards you. She does not answer your command.
The orcs do nothing?
The orcs are silent, and they look to their leader, who is crawling towards you on hands and knees, turning back into a half-orc as she does so.
All right. I'm gonna get down on my haunches and grab Gem's collar, and in a non-violent but forceful way, quietly say, "Let them go."
She says, You're gonna have to kill me, Drop. Sometimes you have to do bad to do good.
It doesn't have to be like this.
This is all I have left. They won't accept any other outcome. I can't accept any other outcome. You've beaten me, and if you don't finish me, I'm going to have to keep coming for you.
Is this what you want?
Do I want to be beaten to death? Of course not.
You have a choice. Everybody has a chance, and you can choose.
No one has ever given me a chance, Drop.
I'm giving you one right now.
You couldn't understand. You wouldn't understand what it's like to live your entire life cursed.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you seem like you're full of surprises.
You have a choice. Is this what you want?
I want to bring my family back. I want to save the orcs.
We can save what's left of them.
You did this.
I'm not proud.
We're both monsters, Drop. This is what we do. We fight and we kill and we hurt people.
Answer my question. Is this what you want?
No.
Then stand up.
She tries to stand, but she's too weak.
I'm gonna help her stand up. I'm gonna turn to the crowd too and say, "You got your blood."
So this is how all of you are? You kill, you blow people's heads off, you rob temples, but then when it's convenient, you're pacifists, you're merciful. It must be nice to have both, to just be able to pick and choose when you're monsters.
I'm trying to be a better person.
If you really want to help me, Drop Goodwood, I can think of one way.
And what's that?
She stabs you in the back with her scorpion tail.
I
Oh,
told
boy.
you. God damn it.
That's a hit.
Yep.
Shit. Why?
13 damage as she stabs you in the back.
All right.
This seems like a kind of thing she was intending to blast through your back and out your front,
Mm-hmm.
but she's almost too weak. You feel it pushing and pushing, and she's trying to shove it through your heart from behind.
I hate to interrupt, but I would like at this point for Violet to try to stand up again.
All right, strength check.
I'm gonna have to. I'm sorry. It's on now. This is no longer a duel.
I have advantage, and there's like 4 dudes, so...
I understand, but there's no way she doesn't try.
Yep.
14, which is not terrible, but... I got up!
Hold on, that's 3.
He said he had, advantage.
So the first one's 13, I lose to 14. The second one is 9, I lose to 14. And the third one is 25.
Oh, goddamn advantage.
Violet, you, with all of your power and love for Drop, you force yourself to your feet. You throw 2 dudes off and start running, and the last dude runs and tackles you from behind.
Damn.
So you almost got away, and you're like halfway there. Like you're only struggling with one guy now
Okay.
as you're trying to get to Drop.
Violet screams at Gem in whatever form she's in right now and says, "You coward!"
I mean, Jem is crying and bleeding, and she can barely stand. She's like, even as she tries to push her tail through Drop, she's like falling to her knees. And she says, "This is all I can do. This is all I can do."
Someone needs to get that girl.
I'm gonna do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go, ah! Probably not that. But I'm gonna cast Mass Healing Word because it's only vocal, so everyone can suck it. So I heal... It's not much, but I heal Alias, Drop, and Violet 5 each.
Cool. I'm up to 37 again.
Okay, so just Elias, Drop, and Violet.
I'll be like, Gem, I could heal you too, but I feel like you're just gonna keep trying to kill Drop, so I don't think that's a great idea right now. I really wish you would just calm down and let us talk about things.
I don't have any other choice, Vinny.
I feel like you do. We can fix all the flooding. You can just all calm the fuck down and, take care of your own people and stop worrying about all this murdering nonsense and let us save the fucking world. But no, you have to be so stubborn with all your killing.
With all your killing.
With all your killing.
All right, I'm gonna knock the. I'm gonna try and get the tail out of me then, and I'm not gonna attack.
Yeah, so you just push her away.
Yeah.
Strength check.
All right, strength check. 21.
10. Yeah.
I am crushing this.
Yeah. You push her away, and she just crumbles to the ground, and her tail retracts back into her body as she goes full half orc.
Mm-hmm.
If she's when she's in half orc mode, isn't she like not protected by her magic dealie?
No, she's always protected by that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, none of you know that. No one's ever rolled for anything.
that's true.
Having done that now, Drop goes, ow. That stings. Then I'm gonna move to the orcs that are holding the party hostage and just say, let them up.
Persuasion?
All right. 10. I'm hoping to leverage the performance I just put in.
Yeah.
And that's in Orcish. I tell them to let them up.
Yeah, I mean, they probably wouldn't have listened to you otherwise. The only reason you're even getting the time of day really is because you're talking in Orc.
Mm-hmm.
But they're talking amongst themselves. They don't really know what to do because they hadn't considered the possibility that she could lose.
Mm-hmm.
But she is just collapsed behind you, like sobbing in a broken pile. I mean, so is basically everybody but Lavinia. A lot of people have been broken this episode.
I could keep trying to get up, but I feel like I'm not allowed to just keep making the same roll over and over.
Hey, Violet?
Yeah.
The guy who was holding you down, the only one left, he loosens his grip on you. And so there's a moment where you definitely can break free.
Oh, can I just do it or do I roll?
Yeah, you have a moment.
I shrug this fool off. What I really want to do is go over and just kill Gem, but even in like regular Gem mode, I don't even know if that would work.
Well, you could roll to know.
That's true. Violet doesn't even understand. Like,
Violet would know more than anyone else because you were the only one that stabbed Gem when she was a half-orc, and
trying to think of a way to stop her that is not basically using physical damage.
I mean, she stopped.
Yeah, I know, but she's still like crawling toward and trying to kill Drop anyway.
Either roll something or just roleplay it.
Wait. I mean, I can't inflict damage, but can I just hold her down, like just with my body?
Just sit on her.
Yeah. Trying to use my noodle here. Okay, well then I'm trying to pin her down with the full force of my barbarian body.
pretty sure that Violet's arms are more than noodles, you know.
Okay.
Or if they are noodles, they're at least like those big, thick udon noodles, you know?
Udon noodle arms.
Do I strength check to keep her down?
So describe to me what you're doing.
Oh, I run up on her, and if she's in half orc mode, I pin one of her arms behind her back and try to shove her to the ground.
She's already on the ground.
All right. Well, then I pull her arm and I step on her and I rub her face in the dirt and I stay there. That's what I do.
She hisses up at you. Finish it. Do it.
No!
I would like to, but I'm not sure I'm the one to do it. Turn off your magic and I'll kill you. like click the non-magic button.
Elias hears that and would facepalm if he had access to his hands.
Gem just starts screaming. She says, "You're all hypocritical cowards, all of you. You just do whatever you want and then you justify it later. You steal and you kill and you kill and you kill and you don't care about anything. You keep saying that you guys are going to save everything, but all you do is kill everyone you come in contact with. You're a fucking plague."
Well, I'm sorry, we're not perfect. Didn't you kill a bunch of people?
Yeah, but I don't lie about who I am.
You literally did.
Well, I didn't do it on purpose. I'm not very smart, okay?
It's true that she did try and hide the murders.
You're a serial killer, and also you hid the fact that you're like a wyvern thing.
I mean, I operated secretly. That's not the same. Anyway.
Okay.
I don't lie to myself about who I am.
Okay.
At least be honest about your selfishness.
Yeah, we're shitty, but at least we're trying. This is all pointless if we all drown. What's the fucking point of all pinning each other to the ground and murdering each other if everybody else dies too?
I'm really a unicorn.
Drop pipes in and says, "To be fair, I'm not really sure there's a point to any of this when everything's going well either, but never mind. I'll be quiet."
Gem says, "Lavinia."
No.
No?
No.
No.
No!
I'm losing my voice.
Do you still have the scroll?
Yeah, I saw the scroll.
What is it?
It took me to see Alona.
Did you get any answers from that?
Yeah. Apparently I'm not me. That's been pretty weird. Had to do a lot of soul searching.
You're not you? What does that even mean?
There's like two of me, and I'm the fake one.
Same TBH down here?
You know, Jem, I feel like you got a whole thing about this whole being half of a dragon thing.
Yeah.
Drop starts doing push-ups just to stay warm.
Jesus.
and lie. Like he feels like he may need to keep fighting.
Is he like showing off for all the lady orcs?
Oh no. He's just trying to stay like, hot. So.
Violet quietly prays while this is happening, but you can keep going with your.
Oh, wait, hold on. You're praying to Alona?
Yeah.
What's that like?
Oh, Violet like sort of whisper praise and assumes that Alona has great ears
Uh-huh.
and says, Alona, give me the power to break through her magic force field. Please?
Jesus.
I know I said I wouldn't kill anyone anymore, but at this point, I mean, I have to save my friends, and those orcs want to kill us. So if you could do that a solid for me.
We could do 300,000 episodes, and you fools would never roll for lycanthrope information.
Alias will chime in a brief moment.
I mean, you're at the bottom of an orc pile, so you're like,
Well, I figured that I was like back in a position where he was on his knees being held after being roughed up, and so that he at least could, see that Jem is in the position she's in and able to hear what she's been saying.
Okay.
I rolled to know everything about wyverns. I like got a really high roll, and then you said, "Oh, you know everything about wyverns," and then you told me that she did.
Yeah, you know everything about wyverns.
Right. So can't I know how to like kill this fool?
Wyverns aren't lycanthropy.
Yeah, wyverns and lycanthropes are not necessarily
okay.
under the same.
Fair enough.
Not even close.
All right.
Alias says, Jem, it's like, when I figured out what happened back in Mykonos, I trusted you enough to protect you against other threats around you, because I knew that the best thing at the time was to work with as many people as could cooperate with us to maybe, in a blind hope, stop what was happening to this plane. And I know that we have failed in many ways. I have failed in many ways, and I can relate as someone who feels like they are either failing to achieve something or sort of left behind by others in ways. And I know what I want to do, and I know that there's a very good chance that where I want to go and where I'm sure my friends want to go, we may never come back, but it's all we have at this point. We've tried looking all over. We've tried talking to people that we can. We've tried fighting to keep ourselves alive and to keep what we have together. And all we can do is trust in each other at this point. I know you say things are the way they are with you and the orcs here, and I can respect that, but at the same time, as far as I can see it, where we're going to go is basically sending us to our deaths anyway, and I don't see why keeping us from our own demise is really going to accomplish anything anyway.
All you do is think about yourselves, all of you. This isn't about you. I finally found some place that accepts me. I finally found some place where I can matter and I can do something, and you guys killed everyone, took that away from me, and now you're taking it away again. You're going to leave me here with nothing.
Did Alona answer my prayer or not?
Jem, if you don't want to be a lycanthrope, I might be able to help with that. You're so worried about nobody accepting you. I feel like everybody's accepted you. You have a whole group of people here who accepted you. When we met you in the mansion, we accepted you. You keep talking about how nobody accepts you, but I feel like everyone does. You just don't want to see it.
First of all, Leon, I've explained this before. You don't just get, it's not a phone. You don't just get answers for your prayers. If you want to know something, roll something.
Is there indication? Okay, so I roll for religion then?
It's more like a fax modem.
Lavinia, Jem opens her mouth to answer you and just starts crying. She just starts like ugly sobbing. You know?
The sticky kind?
Where you can't even control it and it's just like really hard to listen to. I was thinking about just trying to do it for the microphone, but like it's orally
unpleasant.
Not good radio.
Unnerving. It's bad.
Okay.
Do you think I can wiggle out of my captor's grasp?
Yeah, they seem like they think they're no longer under orders to keep you down.
Okay.
But like she can't even, like she's like racked with it, like full body sobbing.
Oh.
I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna hug her and be like, hey, it's okay.
I'm still on her, but I'm gonna allow Vinny to come close.
Okay. I'm somehow maneuvering between their bodies, I guess.
Okay.
That's it. You're both getting hugged.
Wait, Vinny just starts hugging everybody?
Oh, it's
Well, I
not
mean,
a good
like,
idea. She wants
Violet's
to
like
kill all
on
of us.
Gem, so I'm hugging them both at the same time, because...
Austin, do you have a response to that?
I mean, she literally can't breathe. She's crying so hard.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
And the orcs are just watching. They
It's awkward.
generations of orc scholars could pour over this event,
Mm-hmm.
writing hundreds upon hundreds of tomes, and none of them would ever be able to understand what's happening. It's so alien to them.
Right. Roll for awkwardness. Oh, that's awkward.
Did you botch that awkwardness roll?
You did.
That's
oh my
how
God.
awkward it is!
The most awkward.
That's how awkward it is.
It's very awkward. Lavinia, this is basically you now.
Definitely kill her.
No!
No. Jeez.
Violet,
Fucking neutral good.
Jem just buries her face in your torso.
see?
Lavinia.
She's fine.
Violet looks to Drop for whether or not she should let go.
Drop starts doing push-ups one-handed
Yeah.
and shrugs with the other arm.
Ugh.
That's good character work.
Yeah, it is. Violet kind of like interprets that to mean it doesn't matter, I guess, and then she lets Jem go.
Okay, so I'm gonna do two things.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to cure wounds her, because she's all beat up.
So with the pain subsiding a little, she seems to calm down. And it's like, after you have yourself a really good hard cry, and then you're doing
And then
that.
it's time for a nap. Yeah, my whole life.
Yeah, that.
Okay, so I cured her 4. Not great. And then I'm gonna cast Remove Curse on her.
All right. Describe that to me.
And pet her hair.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, hey, Gem, don't be so sad. You can stop killing all my friends now.
Was that Hey Jude?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very good. That's my favorite one.
The prosody of that delivery was a little weird. So
I'm losing my voice really bad, so.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so that was Hey Jude, but it was Hey Gem. Okay, I removed her curse. Tell me if it worked. I did it.
I guess magic flows out of your hand and into her as you're brushing her hair. And there isn't any physical change because she's back full half orc.
Mm-hmm.
But she seems to slip into unconsciousness as perhaps her wounds are too bad for a non-lycanthropic person to remain conscious during.
Whoops.
Drop wrecked this person.
I'm gonna roll another Cure Wounds on her.
Okay. If she was human, she'd be dead. Pre-cure wounds.
Okay, so that's 2. So that's another 6. So she got healed 10.
All right. So she's not actively bleeding anymore, but she's still very swollen, and you look like she might have some minor fractures and stuff, but she's now unconscious and on you.
Nailed it. So, hey, other orcs. Do you have, like, an orc doctor?
They actually look to Drop, and they say, he chief now.
Drop, tell the orc doctor to come doctor.
All right. Drop stands up from doing push-ups and says, "Listen, I know that Grumph demands blood and death and sacrifice and generally isn't too big on living, but if you lose someone strong like Gem, the next person that comes up isn't necessarily going to be stronger. Maybe you just get weaker. Sometimes strength comes from healing. Fetch a doctor."
There's some commotion amongst them as they try to figure out if you were being racist at the beginning there.
No.
No, dog.
Nah, dog.
But then some of them come out and they walk over and they kind of gingerly take Gem away, I guess, if Lavinia lets her go.
I'm gonna go with.
Yeah? So they take Lavinia and Gem away, and then there's a lot of these people, and they're all very flustered. One of them comes up to Drop and says, basically, you know that you're going to be challenged every waking hour of every day until you're defeated, and the chiefdom is back in orc hands, right? You might want to...
Pick a leader.
Or
Get the hell out of here.
or get gone, yeah. You won the chief challenge, you defeated the chief, but...
The title match, yeah.
Yeah, it's a formality.
Yeah.
An orc will be chief.
Nah, I get that.
Yeah.
We're taking the dog.
And the rest of the Black Hearts.
He says in his fine, because you guys are talking in orc, so he says in his very fluent orc, that is quite a fine last command as chief, Sir Drop Goodwood.
Good.
We shall carry out your final order with grace and aplomb.
As I knew you would.
So the orcs actually go and there's like hundreds of them. So they actually run and just using brute strength, basically nudge the airship just enough to leave a gap for you guys to get in.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't try to fly it away because it doesn't seem like they are very good at it and they don't want to risk crashing it.
All right, then let's squeeze inside.
All right.
I was going to say, as we move, Alias was going to just take a moment to tap Drop on the shoulder and just nod at him and say, looks like I was right to trust your judgment there, Drop.
Yeah, it turned out okay.
Like Alias just sort of chuckles as like he has like a rather large sore on one side of his face where he got slugged.
And then Drop whispers, between you and me, I didn't see it going that way.
I'm so proud of you guys. That fight was supposed to be very hard for one person, and then she was supposed to be very unwilling to get out of that alive, and you both owned her and then actually kept it non-lethal. If you guys were doing a pacifist run, this would be like the biggest hill so far, but it's very good. You guys did great. Lavinia, you're taken to a tent where they put Jem in kind of a recuperation hammock. They don't have super pristine medical facilities. And as has been discussed very briefly, the natives of the Tiger Mountains aren't big on healing. You remember that the goblins actually kidnapped Dr. Sherry and forced her to be a medic, basically to humiliate her as a prisoner of war. That was mentioned very briefly a long time ago. And the orcs do have their own unique culture, so they're not exactly like goblins and gnolls, but their medicine is definitely a very, very, very low priority. So what you see the doctors do to Jem in there does not strike you as cutting edge John Hopkins shit.
Do they have herbs?
Now, I mean, they have like some pastes and some unguents that they're rubbing on her and stuff, but
I'm sure one of them has a spoon.
to your healing magic eye, it doesn't look like it'd be that helpful.
Okay, I'm gonna step in and help.
Okay, so that's what you're doing. You're going to do your best to take care of her while the rest of you guys enter the military base?
Yeah, and I'm gonna shoot Alias a message and be like, hey, I'm just helping heal her up, but when it's time to go, just let me know and we'll head. Maybe she'll come with, but I'll head out with you guys. Just tell me. Or send Job.
Alias messages back, understood. Job is en route. Thank you for proving me wrong. And then Job is soon flying over to in the tent and just sort of perches in Vinny's hair.
I'm gonna pap him because he's a good bird.
The rest of you guys enter the military base, go through it, out the back door, and into the tunnels that run through the mountains. Mm-hmm. As we've discussed before, these are some winding, terrible, starved to death, lost forever kind of tunnels. It's very bad in there. You've been through it before, but I think you might need to roll intelligence to see how fast you get through, because it's a whole ordeal, basically, as established in fiction.
3.
In terms of getting through this tunnels and stuff, or?
To get back to the pit.
Okay.
All right. 17 for Alias.
6.
All right. Drop and Violet, you both walk in there and go, I know which way, and you start heading down separate tunnels. And then Alias, you know the actual way, and it's not the way either of them are going.
Yeah, Alias gives like a curt whistle, which I can't do in person, just like, and just sort of snaps his hands like, this way, and just sort of leads the charge, casting light in one hand as he moves.
Drop would defer to Alias. He'd be like, oh, okay.
Violet knows he's the smart one.
Yeah, I think Drop and Violet know that Alias is book boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys make your way down these tunnels, it's going to take a while. A couple of things you notice is the earth is very torn up in here. The only traffic through here recently that you know of is Fox bringing stuff down here, and there were like drag marks before, if you recall, where he dragged ship parts in to throw them in the pit. There are like a ton of footsteps in here, big ones and smaller ones all around. And as you guys make your way deeper, you start finding Modron bodies. They look all smashed to bits, and you see some orc weapons, and then you actually even find some dead orcs. It looks like at some point before they just blocked them in here, they had been trying to fight their way in and decided it was too much trouble. And then you guys push on past that, and eventually you make your way into the giant pit room. If you'll recall, there's an enormous football field-sized portal to hell, literal hell, in this room. The column of smoke pouring out of it is actually much smaller than the last time you were here, presumably because stuff hasn't been thrown into it recently, because they've been trapped in here.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually, visibility is a bit better. Elias has light, so that's not a problem. But the consequence of that is that you can see very clearly what's going on in this room, which is a lot, actually. Near the entrance where you come into this huge cavernous room with a pit in the middle is what's left of Eyeball Jenkins.
Oh.
Which is eyeballs and skin.
Oh.
Next to him is Dr. Sherry on the ground, who is unconscious, barely breathing, and kneeling over her is Lita in her dragon armor. You see that her helmet has been smashed open. You can see her head through a hole in the front, and you see the diamond, which is inside of her eye socket where her eye used to be. And it also looks like she has a broken leg. It is snapped at a strange angle, and she's kneeling on the other one over Dr. Sherry, basically like checking her pulse and making sure she's still breathing. And then across the room, in front of the pit, you actually see the silhouette of this against the smoke and the heat coming off the pit. But it looks like two figures. One, a short goblin in a spiffy coat with a sword sticking out of his neck, or just the handle, you can't see the blade, out of his neck, with a blood red hand, and a skinny but still muscular elf woman in monk robes are fighting in front of this pit fiercely. Sheathane the elf is using her monk training to dodge artfully and skillfully around Fox, but they both seem very tired, and he is just lashing out with his big red claw, just in a blind fury, it looks like.
Oh.
And that is what you see as you enter this room. Sorry for another fight so soon, but this is what is happening.
That's all right. Violet says, "What are you doing?"
Lita turns to you guys as you enter the room, and she says, "Oh my god. He just went crazy. He was looking into the pit. You have to stop him."
Okay. Violet does. Violet, like she's like all worked up because of before, so she just goes for it. What is the name of the person? I'm sorry. There's like 4 people in the room.
I think they're referring to Fox.
Okay, Fox. Okay.
You're charging across the room, Violet?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, let's do it.
As you go charging across the room, Fox doesn't even respond. He just keeps running and swinging his claw at Shay, just like in a blind, animalistic fury. But Shay turns her head, noticing you, because people just ran into the room.
Yeah.
And Fox takes advantage of that moment of hesitation, grabs Shay by the arm, and flings her towards the pit.
Oh, shit.
Yikes.
She hits the ground a couple feet in front of it and skids right over the edge.
Oh.
And she grabs it with her fingers and is now dangling over the pit into this column of black smoke. And it is hot as actual, literal, very much what it is hell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Violet has not turned on rage yet, so she still is clear-headed, and she just doesn't have to attack now. So she tries to grab Shay because someone's dangling, and she doesn't really know what's going on or who is her enemy and her friend right now. But she's like, "Oh, that's weird. Let's stop that." And so she tries.
While you're charging across the room, you have to run by Fox to get to her, and he takes a swing at you.
Yeah, let's do it. I take a lot of damage. It's my thing.
Yep, you get hit, right? 24?
Oh yeah. Yes, of course.
All right, you take 10 damage as he slashes you as you run by him.
Violet says, "Whatever." Although it totally does hurt. And she, do I make a roll to pick her up, or?
You can pick her up, no problem. The problem is standing the heat as you approach.
Yeah.
Can you give me a Constitution saving throw?
Absolutely.
To not be overwhelmed?
I made that last time. Let's see if I can do it again.
Yeah, you did.
Nope, it's not good at all. It's 8.
As you run towards the pit, it is very hot and very unpleasant, and it's overwhelming, but you can power through if you want. There's just going to be consequences to doing so.
Violet is too into it now.
Uh-huh.
Like, she's really into it, so she just keeps going. She doesn't, look, when she takes damage and pain, she just assumes she's going to get through it.
Okay.
Even though she might not. So she keeps going.
What are Drop and Elias doing during this?
If Violet's trying to lift Shay up, I'm going to go ahead and try and distract Fox.
Yeah. Alias is going to relay to Drop, "Get him weaker, and I'll help take him down."
Nice. So if you're trying to get his attention, what's probably intimidation?
Good way to do it would probably be to hit him.
Oh, you can do that too. Yeah.
Yeah. like basically Alias and Drop probably are running out at the same time. If he's close enough for a Drop to hit him, I'll let Drop take the hit, punch him.
So Drop and Elias surround Fox, readying themselves for a fight.
Yeah, set the scene, Austin.
Over by the pit. Violet, you're a strong, beefy lady. You have no difficulty lifting Sheathane out of the pit. But as you're coughing and hacking and getting closer, you forget for a moment that the last time you were here, you looked into the pit.
Yeah.
And a voice spoke to you.
Right.
And as you walk over and you reach down to help Drop's mentor, Sheathane the elf, out of the hell pit, you hear it again.
I have to take like a something saving throw, don't I?
Yeah, the voice whispers, Violet.
Shit.
Violet.
Which one is it? Is it wisdom or intelligence?
Wisdom.
Okay. I mean, it'll be -2 either way. Okay.
Before you hit that button,
okay.
Let me just state for the record, this is a portal to hell, please. If you enjoy playing Violet the Barbarian Unicorn, do not botch this.
Well, Austin.
Yeah.
Botching is what I do. Oh! It's 9, which is still, I fail it, but it's not the worst botch.
You reach down to help Sheathane out of the pit, and suddenly you are seized by the unshakable desire to fling yourself into hell. Directly into hell.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea to you.
Violet says, "Moo! Warm."
I think that was supposed to be ooh warm, but it sounded like moo warm.
I set my sail, fly the wind, it will take me back to my home, sweet home. Lie on my back, clouds are making way for me. I'm coming home, sweet home. I see your star, you left it burning for me. Mother, I'm here.
As always, I'd like to thank Overclock Remix for our theme music, including Tears in Rain, an arrangement of Seattle from Deus Ex Invisible War, Dream Meter Mix, an arrangement of Lavender Town theme from Pokemon, and Akid Pella, an arrangement of Setting Sail Coming Home from Bastion. Executive producers for Dice Funk for the month of February 2017 are Kirsten Haslinger, Extellaris, Joseph Timbrello, Andrew Grothin, Jade, The Church of Orphanax, Arjun de Koning, Allison Ansell, Tarka, Luke Powers, Michael Goodell, Brent, Just a Jester, John Potts, Kevin Dobbins, Savardin Akrasimova, Carl, Brady Warner, Kitty Foe, James Neely, Eugene T., Marissa Donaldson, Melanie Joe, Lana Seawolf, Toby Gleason Stack, Ruby Offer, Emmanuel Garcia, Sarah Hanley, Melissa Booker, Cameron Avis, Dylan, Anna Stuhlfarer, Sean, the host of Funk Dunk, Giorgio Renna, Harrison Andrew, Christopher Charlo, Jorit, Cody Jackson, August Rue, Athos, Ingmar Gremmen, and Paul Mullen. If you want to help support the show, you can join this list at patreon.com/AustinYorsky, or you could help support Leon at patreon.com/RenegadeCut. If you want to help indirectly, you can always find us on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, or YouTube, and like, subscribe, or leave a comment. We just want to thank everybody out there for all your support as we near the end game of Season 2. So remember to begin preparing your questions for the postmortem, which we will record the week after the finale. You'll be able to send those questions to me at twitter.com/AustinYorsky, or you can post them in the fan forums at thefunkyshack.boards.net. Just be warned that place is very horny and not safe for work.